bells. I've lit my bell to Stuart for the timing. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. Welcome to our guest, Leanne. I hope you enjoy the meeting. Right, I'm Aidan Squire. My job is to get you through the agenda today, and I'm, as always, ably assisted by the leadership team. Ask them to be outstanding and introduce themselves, please.
Good morning, I'm Brian, Social Secretary. Thank you.
Good morning, Ben, Education Coordinator.
Morning all, Scott, your meeting secretary, and handsome face that want to chat.
Good morning everybody. Terry, I deal with membership and recruitment.
Thank you all. Please be seated. It's so nice to see a full naughty corner. Well done, chaps. Right, we start proper. The Performance League. Scott, you're on.
Okie dokie. Performance League, here for your benefit, we reset a league table each month. Members score points by doing things as easy as turning up, and then giving business, converting that business into done business, having a one-to-one get-together to know each other that little bit more, commenting on our blog, loads of things that score different points, and it's charted here. So we're only 1 week recorded in August, but the positions at the top so far, in third place is Portaloo, 25 points. Three-way tie for second place between Ben Golding, Mike Hickson and Michael Rogers. Each out in front, Aidan Squire on 42.
That's very encouraging. You've learned a lot in 1 week. Education slot is next.
Thank you very much. Well, today I'm just going to get straight on to it and introduce today's speaker, which is none other than Toby Acton.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So a few weeks ago in her Ed Slot, Jane talked about how we're different in various ways. Remember the top, middle and bottom things she did? And one of the things that she spoke about was how some of us are big picture and some of us like detail, or with some of a continuum in between. Well, this concept is called the hierarchy of ideas, or sometimes referred to as information chunking. As in, how big are the chunks of information that you want to take in, how detailed are they? So as an example, I'm generally very big picture, whereas my wife is very detailed. So I'll come home at the end of the day and she'll say, how was my day, or how did the client meeting go? I say, yeah, it's good, it was okay. But she wants to know the details. She wants to know what was said, what happened, why it was good, why it was bad, or whatever. And I'm just not interested in all that detail. I'm gone, I've walked out of the room, but she still wants to know. But she wants to really know the detail. So it's basically an understanding that language, concepts and ideas are a continuum of communication from very specific details to very large, big picture, abstract ideas. And it's really useful, and to my mind, absolutely essential to understand this when talking to other people, particularly when you're in a sales and negotiation scenario. Because it's very difficult to be, we know that rapport is very important when building relationships and you're in sales and negotiation. So, but it's very difficult to be in rapport with somebody when you're at opposite ends of this continuum. If you're very big picture and they're very detailed, or vice versa. So if we can understand the hierarchy of ideas and be able to move up and down the hierarchy of ideas, it makes it so much easier to get into rapport with people. By doing that, you can be better placed, you can get into somebody else's world and see their worldview, and vice versa. So if somebody is very big picture, you need to encourage them to chunk down. And if they're very detailed, you need to encourage them to chunk up, and you need to move towards them. So ways that you can do that by using linguistics, we can get detailed people to chunk up by using phrases such as, what's that an example of? For what purpose is that? What's the intention of that? What's the overall outcome that you'd like? And if you're talking to a very big picture person and you're detailed, we can get people to chunk down by saying things like, give me some examples of that. What's specifically does that mean to you? What would prevent you from achieving that outcome? So to my mind, if we can work with people, bear in mind whether they're big picture and detailed, just by a short conversation with them, you can generally work this out. And you can develop rapport faster by bringing yourself closer to them, bringing them closer to you, meeting somewhere in the middle. So that's it.
Thanks, Toby. That's great. Terry, membership matters.
Yeah.
Go on.
Good morning again, everybody. I had a chat with Alison Bean in the last few days. Some of you remember her, some of you don't, because she hasn't been here for quite a while. Her family situation is continuing. I won't say any more than that. If you want to know any more, please speak to her. And on that note, she's still open for business. I had a little one-to-one with her, so maybe get in touch with her and just see how she's doing. Have a one-to-one with her. She's not got the time at the moment. She's not able to attend our meetings, but I'm trying to encourage her to take part maybe a Synergy meeting or reach out to do a one-to-one or comment on the blog. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know she's okay and open for business, but it'd be nice if you want to have a chat with her.
That's great. You're very right, Terry. Right, the 60-second round approaches. Ahead of that, I send around the business card box. Make sure you have your cards in there. Take any cards you might need for effecting introductions. I also send around the thing for the sleeve. Right, and the 60-second round. We do not have Vince with us today, but we do have Stuart, who is standing in, and who will let you know after you've done 60 seconds. He has a bell, and he will ring it.
Something like this.
Go on. I think it's fair to say. I think it's fair to say he has a gentler touch than much better. Right. I won the Oscar last week. I will be listening out very, very carefully, and we'll let you know who wins at the end. So, let's get the round underway, and as is customary, because I'm awarding the Oscar, I'll go first. A lady approached me this week. She's going into business with somebody else. She's going to be running the business side, and the other partner is producing the finance. A shareholders agreement is what's required here. Some decisions in the running of the business will be hers alone. Capital and finance matters will be her partners, and some decisions must be unanimous. A deadlock clause will therefore need to go in because they're going to be 50-50 shareholders. So, this is what a shareholders agreement is for, regulating business partners who are working through a company. What I need, business partners, want to get it right from the start. So look out and find them for me, please. Aidan Squire, TM Law. That is me done, and therefore next will be John Freeman, followed by Mike Skinner.
Thanks, Nathan. Good morning, everyone. My name's John from the One Stop Property Shop. I'm the groom's handyman, paint decorator. Bit tired, bit sleep over last night. Past week I've been hanging doors, fixing sheds, building ramps, relamping some light fittings, small, quick, easy odd jobs. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing too big. I've had a really good referral as well from Emma, someone who's hopefully going to sign on the dotted line or exchange contracts, and they're looking for 2 bathrooms to be refurbished, kitchen to be installed, and complete redecoration. That's a lovely job for me if you know anyone with that, but it takes a bit of planning. I'm away in the not too distant again for a short visit. So I'll be looking for bigger jobs after the 3rd of October and little intermediate ones for up until the 28th of August. So if you know anyone for odd jobs, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Mike, you're followed by Kieran.
Morning. Mike at Blackwater Media, producing video and photography for businesses, marketing and event coverage. So this week I'm looking out for companies with really strong branding to create content for. That might include creating brand-themed content for companies with their own products they want to advertise in. I've now got access to a sort of studio that I'm using for product photography as well, or product video. And bars and stores that want promotional material to reflect their style, gyms, personal trainers, sports centres that want to stand out from others in their industry. Things like escape rooms, go-kart tracks and other activities that again have got strong branding and just want to sort of tie everything together. So I want to create great content to tie everything in with their websites, their marketing and everything they're putting out. And in a perfect world, ideally I'm looking for companies that are after regular content and advertising as well, like sort of monthly contracts, things like that. So that's Mike at Black Water Media. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Kieran, you're next, followed by Neil.
Morning everyone, Kieran Peaty from Studio 40, the architect for the group, and this week I would like to speak to anybody who you might know looking to do a new build. So homeowners who have a parcel of land, potentially a bungalow that they're looking to demolish and replace with a new home. At the moment we have projects in Essex, London, Kent, Surrey, and we've even ventured as far afield as Sunderland, so it doesn't matter geographically where the projects are, as long as they're something with a bit of substance and body, something that we can really get stuck into. As I've mentioned before, we produce cost plans, so we can manage the finances from an early stage, and we also engage with local authorities for pre-app services to understand what we can do, how that aesthetic can look for the new build. Ultimately, we try to manage the risk from the earliest possible stage. We also speak with structural engineers and consultants at the early stages to really bottom out the project and understand exactly what we can achieve. So, homeowners, new builds, if you know anyone, please pass on my details. Again, Kieran Peaty from Studio 40. Thank you.
Thanks, Kieran. Neil, you're next, followed by Jay.
Good morning everyone, Neil from In Any Event Catering. It's August, so anyone that knows me knows I'm usually in a bad mood by now. Can't wait for August to be over. Hate festivals, love them because they're how we earn our money, but hate members of the public, so really can't wait for it to be over. This will probably be the last time you'll see me this August because we're just that flat out and I'm all over the country. But we're now working on our next project. Where we've been asked by a very famous kitchen appliance company from America to take all their new gear that's going out for sale next year and go on a food demonstration tour of the UK, going to all their new suppliers' head offices. So that's the future's looking just as busy as August, so yay. I'm looking forward to having a holiday. Neil from the Event Catering. See you all next month. Thank you very much.
James, you're next, you're followed by
Morning all, James from RMK Insurance. I've spoken before about people that have got proper jobs and come home with dirty hands. This week I've had a run on scaffolders and roofers, so very dirty hands by the end of the day. And two clients in particular, two new clients, and to go all about your education slot, one of them wanted to know everything, and I was on the phone for hours. The other one wanted to know how much he was paying, didn't care about anything else. How many notes have I got to give you? So after long conversations with one and a very short conversation with the other, they paid me. So happy days. I've got it right somewhere. So anybody with high risk on the liability side, so your roofers, your scaffolders, your builders, that kind of thing, we just seem to be very good at them at the moment. So we're saving good money and giving some good cover. So James, RMK Insurance.
James. Toby, you're next. We would have been followed by Mike Rogers, but he's been called away. So we'll be followed by Emma. So, Toby.
Good morning everybody, Toby Acton, Business Growth and Development Specialist. As most of you know, one of the tools I use is motivational mapping, which is a fantastic tool for helping individuals and businesses to understand, to measure and to improve motivation within the workforce. And it's very sector agnostic. I can work with any business in any sector. So that makes referrals very easy for me. It's also geographically agnostic. I can work in any country. I'm currently working with a group of 19 coaches in South Africa to provide motivational mapping to them. They don't want to pay as much as they do here, but hey ho. But I'm also developing business in Dubai so that my trips to see my grandsons can be tax deductible. So if you know anybody in any other countries that are in business, then please do put me in touch with them. So that's Toby Acton, Sales and Master Guild, helping business owners throughout the world to improve their motivation.
Thank you very much, Toby. Emma, you're next, followed by Terry.
Good morning everyone, Emma Taylor, Keller Williams, not your average estate agent. Contrary to the media's panicked news lines, house prices have increased for a sixth consecutive month, up by 0.4%. Number of sellers coming to market is up by 13% compared to this time last year, although stock is still 40% down on June 2019's levels. Buyer demand is up by 26% on June 2019, although down 7% on last year's frenzied market. There are signs of a seriously depleted stock situation, slightly improving with the numbers of sellers up by 13% compared to this time last year. As we all know, mortgage interests have increased by 0.5%, which was a little bit of a shock because it's the highest percentage increase in 27 years. One thing I wanted to say is no one has a crystal ball about what's going to happen in the next 12 months, but if you or anyone you know would like to discuss the housing market, then please get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma. Terry, you were followed by Beth.
Yeah, good morning again, everybody. Terry Maley from TM Law Solicitors. I've got a building dispute at the moment. It's now a dispute. It wasn't when I came to me. The lady had a builder in to do a double-storey rear extension of a huge summer house, about £100,000. £68,000 in. The building control came in and stopped work and condemned it. And now had a surveyor come in and condemn the whole work. The whole lot's got to come down and be redone, and the new cost with another builder is £200,000. We've got in touch with the builder. Unfortunately, he's not insured, and he is an individual trading as. So the prospects look a little dodgy, but we're going to try and have a mediation. So rather than go to court and spend 2 years in court, tens of thousands of pounds of costs and get nothing at the end of it, we're going to try and get the builder into a mediation, because in my view, in this case, something is better than nothing. If you know anyone that's involved in a building dispute, please give them my details. I'd be delighted to give them some sensible advice. Terry Maley, TM Law. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Ben, you're followed by Scott.
Good morning, guys. Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse. So, in tribute to the late Olivia Newton-John, I got bills that multiplying, and I'm losing control, because the power you're supplying is getting horrendously expensive. And on the 1st of October, 81%, and then 19% in January. So UW has become the cheapest supplier available, and people have got two choices. They can either stay where they are and pay more, or they can switch and pay less. And this week I'm looking for people that want to pay less and save money with the UK's most trusted and the UK's best value utility company. Because after all, we're the one that you want, we are the one you want, ooh, 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 honey. Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse. Amy, stop 7 minutes.
Thanks, Ben. Right, we normally talk about building websites, but today I just wanted to mention a hugely underrated and underused sales tool that we all have, and that's your email signature. I've become a partner this week with a company called Exclaimer that provide a big, really interesting solution to have email signatures really work for you. So rather than having to figure out what your mobile sig is and do it in Outlook or do this other thing when you're in Gmail, this product, you can hand that over to your marketing team. We can design a campaign that for 1 month might feature links or banners to this product, have all your compliance and legal stuff in it. You can get personalised out. It's a really great tool. Costs just £1.10 per user per month. So if you want to just electrify and turn your email signature into a sales machine for you, you need at least 10 users. So the minimum cost is 10 users at £1.10 a month. That's a little bit of my time to set it up, but it's really great. I'm going to be turning it on for my email sig soon, working on it with a big client at the minute. But I think it's something we're all missing. So if you're interested in doing some more, give me a shout.
Electrifying.
It's electrifying.
Thanks, Scott. Brian is next, and who's followed by Mike Gibson.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Brian Peterson, therapist, Pilgrim Therapy. I was going to give you an electrifying 60 seconds. Not bothering now, because we know where the Oscars going already. Very, very simple. I saw a client yesterday. He said he had a fear of flying. And he told me what happens when somebody gets into a plane, the churning stomach, beating heart. In fact, he did not have a fear of flying at all, because he couldn't go in lifts, in trains, the underground or the surface trains. frankly, what he's got is claustrophobia. And he was absolutely delighted to know that he hadn't got fear of flying, so he said, can I fly now? No, it's not quite as easy. But once we get rid of the claustrophobia, shall we say, lifts, will have a domino effect and knock out all the others, yes, then you can fly. That's Brian Page, hypnotherapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Help is just a phone call away. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Mike, you're followed by Paul Booth.
Okay. Mike Hickson from NSA Systems, based in Billericay, with the IT representation of the group. I thought today I'd just mention 4 milestones in the world of IT. The first one is IBM. They launched their first PC in 1981. So that's just over 40 years ago. And look where we are now. In 1985, Microsoft launched their first iteration of Microsoft Windows, and we're now on Windows 11. In 1989, the World Wide Web was first launched. So without the World Wide Web, we wouldn't have Scott sitting here now. And in 1993, my first business was launched in Brentwood, in the world of IT. So if you know anyone who needs help with an IBM PC, the World Wide Web, and Microsoft Windows, you now know someone who can do it for you. Mike from NSA Systems.
Thank you very much, Mike. And next is Paul Booth, followed by Hannah.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood. Capital gains tax declarations on the sale of UK residential properties. We're probably doing about 1 a month at the moment, so you have to declare to HMRC within 60 days of disposal. It still goes on the tax return, but those are the rules. It's after 60 days, there are penalty charges, capital gains tax, combination of 18 and 28% tax, depending on the circumstances. So a lot of people forget they have to declare it, or they haven't got all the information. The thing to do is to get prepared before you sell the property, so you know exactly what your tax position is. So today I'm looking for people who have recently or are thinking about selling their UK residential property. That's Paul Booth for Booth & Co. Minimised tax.
Thank you, Paul. Hannah, you're followed by Jane.
Hello, I'm Hannah O'Shea from HMO Media, helping businesses have an easy social media experience. Now, I don't know whether everyone has noticed that the 2 main platforms, Facebook and Instagram, have been having a few changes. They're going through their trial period, which means they're just testing out new ideas, which is quite questionable, but it's effective in some way. So Facebook is now trying to become eBay, LinkedIn and Instagram in one, and Instagram is trying to become TikTok, Snapchat and YouTube. They've added a new element to the platform where you can now do subscriptions. So if you're a business, which obviously you can now do exclusive content for your followers with obviously a paid fee, which some people are saying is a brilliant idea, other people not so much. Also, I thought I'd ask for a bit of help as well. I've had my first very rude and annoying customer, and obviously I'm new to I'm obviously still a new business, so I'm just wondering if anyone's got any tips and tricks on how to deal and how to communicate the best way forward to difficult people. That'd be most appreciated. So, and if you or anyone that you know needs any social media help, just pass my details on to them. Thank you.
I'll leave you all to speak to Hannah separately about your experiences with unpleasant and irritating customers. Jane, you're next, and you're followed by Tina.
Thank you. We've got your back, Hannah, don't you worry. Hello, Jane Mallion, Ranford Raxmellion from the English Cream Tea Company, and it's National Afternoon Tea Week. Yay! And last year it was Afternoon Tea Day on a Friday, and obviously one day's not enough. And I'm hoping next year for Afternoon Tea Year, but you know, we'll see how we go. Please can I ask for help in 3 ways. One is, we have an afternoon tea event coming up on the 17th of September at the Secret Sconery, or Sconery, I'll let you say either. Do consider that. And of course, please remember we can deliver delicious gifts all over the country. So if you've got an auntie in Scotland who would like a cream tea and an afternoon tea, we're the people for that. And lastly, I'm really close to 1 million likes on TikTok. So there's views, there's likes, and there's followers, different things. But it's kind of a milestone to get to 1 million. If you're not on TikTok, would you mind signing up? It's completely free and it's a really interesting business tool. Hannah can talk to you about that. You're missing a trick. Lots of people go, well, I'm not on TikTok, as though it's some, forbidden territory. It's a business tool and we definitely need to be there. But if you go on, Afternoon Tea Jane would love the odd like or follow, because I think it could be a champagne moment if I get to 1 million, and maybe it'll be next Thursday morning. Oh, drum roll please.
Thank you to the to EBF's influencer. Thanks very much. Tina, you're next, and you're followed by Stuart.
Good morning everybody, my name's Tina and I come from Liberty Executive Services, offer a secretarial and admin service. I can support you in your office or from my office, helping you build your business. So if you know anybody that needs an extra pair of hands, pass me my details, so I'll be happy to help. And next week, Jane, I'll bring my champagne flute.
Woo! Musical instruments as well, I think. Sorry, Stuart. You're next.
Morning, everybody. Stuart from LG Networks. I'm not last because I got here super early. I forgot to write the name. Yes, I can get back into the swing after a couple of weeks away on holiday. LG Networks look after business telecommunications and internet services, data networking and infrastructure. So basically what that means is we basically provide into businesses any services that people such as you may automatically think BT would provide. What we're looking for is to help businesses specifically who are struggling with internet connections. Business internet is a critical part of our day-to-day business use, as we all know, and there are still thousands and thousands of businesses that on a daily basis are moaning about the speed of their internet connection. And they're the people that I want you to listen out for. They're the people that I need to get in front of and have a little chat with. There are loads of options available to people that they often just don't know that are out there. So please keep your ear out. Anyone that you hear that is moaning about their internet, please get in touch with me, Stuart at LG Networks. Thank you.
Stuart at least did sign in. I didn't really like to. I thought, everyone knows I'm here. And
that's why you're
Good morning, everyone. Hello, Bullock from Clear Financial Advice. We're independent financial advisors in Ramsgate. I'm sure you've all heard of the Trust Registration Service.
Oh yes.
And I'm sure you know that if you're a trustee, or if you have a trustee, that trust needs to be registered by the end of this month. Because the trust already in existence. It seems like a scary thing. It's not that scary. It takes about 20 minutes. You need a few bits of factual information, but it does need to be done by the end of the month. Otherwise, HMRC will be dishing out some lovely chunky fines. There's lots of help out there on the internet. You can just Google Trust Registration Service and you'll get loads of info on how to do it. You only need a few bits of information on the person or organisation who set the trust up, and the trustees, like dates of birth, and their names and addresses and things. So it's all very simple, but it does need to be done. So get on Google, have a look. If you're not sure, give me a call and I'll point you in the right direction.
Thank you very much, Howard. That is the end of the 60-second round presentations from the members. Yeah, it was 60 seconds.
I didn't get to use the belt, so.
Good morning everyone, thank you for having me. I'm an interior designer, so I help homeowners create the wow in their home for functionality. So I go from the colour selection, furniture sourcing, design to layout, and each service is tailored to the client. All I want is for them to love their homes again. So if you know anybody that's thinking about upgrading their homes, it can be one room to a whole house, upgrading or renovating, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leah. If you'd like to card, if you've got cards, because you're passing around,
I've got that many.
okay. See her off. Right. It is my turn to award the Oscar. Here it is. This is what you've all been fighting for. Now, my first thought was Mike Rogers, because he didn't turn up and he didn't deliver one, so that seemed to be a reputation. Kieran and James set out their stall properly, what they were looking for, what they did, what they were looking for. And that they were the standout for the basic standard way of setting out your 60 seconds. Mike was excellent as well because he had a theme, he had a form of presentation that was different, and that was right. I was thinking very much of giving it to Mike, but I'm sure against I'd be mobbed and everything else if I didn't give it to our singing education officer.
Thank you very much.
The other reason I awarded it to him is I don't have to stand up again. Well done, Ben. Thank you very much. May I say that for future ones, though, if ever I'm awarding the Oscar again, if anybody sings, they will not get the Oscar. That's right.
Interpretive dance, is that okay?
That's it, you got to do it.
Okay, right. Next up, meeting secretary's report. Scott.
I just wanted to make a little point that one of the first jobs I've got to do this morning, is to update some member profile photos on the UVF website. Mike has very kindly been to visit TM Law Office and taken a couple of headshots of these bods. He's also done the hard work photoshopping bit of making them look amazing. He's also updated his own, but there are still members here that don't even have a profile photo. You know who you are, it's sorted. Book a time with Mike or provide me an appropriate photo that we can use because we want you all to look beautiful on the website as much as we can. If you don't like your picture and you want something refreshed or updated because it's been quite a while since we took them originally, book in a session with Mike.
Or I should add, if anyone just wants to know if their photos are alright or just wants the background right or anything, just give a shout.
You're a good man. That's all I wanted to say today. Thank you.
I'm almost going to take the Oscar back and award it to Scott for doing 60 seconds.
But you need it.
Yeah, excellent. So thanks for that, Scott. Right, Synergy Team report. Paul.
Yes, we had the B2B Finance and Professions Synergy Team meeting on Tuesday afternoon, always second Tuesday of each month. There's about 7 of us, so recent attendance, we focused purely on the forthcoming visitors September. So we've got identified a few visitors and categories. We've got some proposals for encouraging new members to sign up and also some incentives, but we'll be announcing that under separate cover by email next week.
Yeah, we will be addressing that and seeing where we've all got to next week, so we'll devote a bit of time during the meeting for that. Okay, the next major part of the meeting is the 10-minute presentation. Ben, over to you.
Okay, before I introduce today's speaker, just to give you an update for the upcoming weeks for the speakers and the education slots. So, next week on the 18th, we have Kieran giving us the 10 minutes, and I'll be doing the education slot that day. On the 25th, Hannah, it'll be your turn, so your first 10 minutes first, and Stu, you get this when you're going to be doing the education slot. Into September, Hayden, 1st September will be your 10 minutes, and Vince will be doing the ed slot. And finally, on the 8th of September, Paul DeLu will be doing the 10 minutes, and I'll be doing the ed slot that day. When it's your turn to do the 10 minutes, Please go to the EBF website, download the bio sheet and get it to me at least a day or two beforehand. And if you can't do your 10 minutes of head slot for whatever reason, please let me know. We'll jiggle things around to get you back in as soon as possible. So on to today's speaker, who did go to the website and get the bio sheet, because today we have Mr. Paul Booth. Right, and that concludes the meeting. No, Mr. Paul Booth from Booth & Co. And he's the director of the company, and he's certified chartered accountant. Based in Brentwood, but location covered is everywhere. Now, a couple of things about Paul. A well-known problem that needs fixing. All politicians. Something that Paul admires in others, their 60-second presentations. A mad idea that he loves. Mike Rogers. That's why he's not here today. And finally, in Paul's opinion, the best theatre show is Hamilton. So if you've not seen it, make sure you go and see it on Paul's recommendation. So for now, we put hands together and welcome Mr. Paul Booth.
Thank you very much. So, what we have here is Mr. Ted. Mr. Ted is an electrician. Okay. And we've also got Mrs. Ted. Yeah. So Mr. Ted is an electrician. So today we're going to engage in a little bit of role play. So for 10 minutes, you're all going to be accountants. Okay. Mr. Ted and Mrs. Ted are your clients, and you've got to advise them. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information about them, and then you can sort of work out what questions you want to ask, what the relevant bit. Maybe tax savings, maybe business ideas. So, as I say, Mr. Ted is an electrician, self-employed. He earns, his turnover is about 45k a year. He has 20% tax deducted source through the NCIS scheme. His profits are about 30k. Mrs. Ted, she's a clerical assistant part-time. She earns about £5,000 a year from this part-time job. And she also completes Mr. Ted's tax returns each year. Okay, so she's not sure, she's not qualified accountant or anything like that, she's not sure she's doing anything correctly. They live in a property, but they rent it. Okay, and their rental agreement finishes in 6 months' time. So let's go around, see what questions you think are relevant, maybe about anything you like. So who wants to start? Jane.
Age group.
25 to 25 years.
Does Mrs. Ted get her income from her husband or from another employer?
Separate employment.
Okay, so she has been employed by her husband?
No. What did I say to her?
Well, I think maybe she should be employed by her.
So what you're saying is she's not using up her personal allowance.
That's right.
So perhaps Mr. Ted should pay Mrs. Ted a salary of about £6,000 to £7,000 a year, and wouldn't need to be AOSD for that because it's below the threshold of about £655 a month.
Exactly what you're going to say.
Yes.
I was going to say.
And also, I would suggest that the tax saving that they make by employing her, they could save some tax there, which would cover the cost probably with accountants to help her with tax.
Correct. Yeah.
That eye injury.
Do they use their residence for business purposes?
Yes, they do.
So, can that contribute to any tax savings?
It's the Home's Office, yeah, expense. So we've got a few interesting points here. The first thing is probably they're not trying all their expenses, and they should be trying against their profits to reduce their tax. And Another big issue is they're currently rents. So on 30k net profits, they're not going to get a lot of mortgage on that. You know, the max they're going to get about 150k mortgage. They've only got 20k in savings, so that doesn't leave them anything. So the issue they've got is on that level of income, they're not going to get a mortgage. Another issue is they rent, and typically landlords and letting agents these days, they want an accountant's certificate. They normally want the accountants to sign off to say that they can afford the rental. And as they haven't got an accountant, they won't be able to get that. So they might possibly, go looking to move properties to another rental property. That's an issue. But it's a fine line between saving tax and reducing their profits, which is great for tax, but giving less firepower in terms of mortgages. The other thing, what else we need to think about? Structure. They're self-employed. Would they be better off as a limited company? Yeah, probably save £1,000 or so each tax, but really what they need to be looking at, if their main priority is really to get a house or a property, buy a property, and they can't do that ever.
Have they considered shared ownership?
They could do that, that's a good idea. Yeah. The other thing which he could do is his income is restricted by the fact that he works for a contractor. Okay. Perhaps if he branched out on his own and worked for lots of different clients, he could probably earn more. He might end up engaging subcontractors to do some of the work, but what he really needs to do, in order to be able to get that mortgage to buy that property, he needs to earn a lot more money. And that's probably, when you're 25, they're not gonna, he's got to push something sooner, and that means if he's gonna have, he's gonna grow his business substantially by doing this extra work, then he's really got to convert to a limited company, he's got to be VAT registered, he's got to have a PAYE scheme, he's got to be registered with CIS to be able to engage subcontractors, etc. What other things can he do? What is that pension? Can he help? Yeah. Now, Mrs. Ted, she could probably do the pensions work, so she could actually pay contributions.
I do have a point to make about going self-employed and branching out his own.
Yes.
You haven't mentioned yet there's a small yellow stuff at the top.
Yeah.
Now that might work well as a contractor.
Yeah.
But trying to get your own clients as a small stuff, that might be a bit tricky.
Can you guys do that? There's not many out there.
Doesn't mean it's good though, does it?
It could be a problem as well if he's married to a rabbit. Cross species stuff.
Mr. and Mrs. Bunningbear, are they aware how tax deductible a Kick-Ass website is to help them generate new business?
Do you think he's claiming his full disability allowance?
Well, that's a good point. Depending on the disability allowance, it might not be taxable. So if there's some sort of allowance in there, then yeah, it's important to look at. Obviously, there might be other
allowances for blind people as well, aren't there?
Yeah, blind allowance. Yeah, that's right.
Blind electrician.
Are you suggesting he takes his screwdriver to his other right?
I should have got
Yes, they've got two children, and yes, they've got a lot of outgoings. So they do also need to increase their profits quite a lot.
Get rid of the children, more money for mortgage.
Anything else anyone can think of?
On the subject of the if she hasn't been using her full allowance, occasion might be in the future, but has she taken 10%? Given 10% of her allowance to him?
Well, she could, yeah, she could. She can come down. That's 2 years. 2 years, yeah, prior to this year. So
Just to get things back to more
What about
sensible.
things like, for instance, what food was electrician money used?
well, that's a good point. He's not running. He's a bear. She's a bear. She's a bear.
She's nearly right.
Yeah. He's got a van. He's got a van, which is quite getting on with him now. So he does need a new van. So what's better? Is it better for him to get a new van as a self-employed person or through a limited company? That's the question. What's it going to be?
What about if he gets the electric van?
No, it's still that doesn't matter. So okay, what's that, Jack?
Good question. Clean back.
Right, so with the van, it's business part machinery, so you get 100% annual investment in the right on his profits. Thank you. As a sole trader. With a limited company, okay, you get something called super deduction, which is 130%. So it works out about 24.8%. Tax relief as opposed to 19%. So yeah, it's better to get it through the limited company because you don't get the super deduction if you're a sole trader. So yeah. So well done, guys. Thanks for helping. Anyone got any questions?
Could someone just take a picture of the bears, please? Because that's going to be the wrong picture.
I'm Paul.
That's very good.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul, for an entertaining presentation. Right, let's get the referrals and testimonials round going. Paul, if you could do the running, as we've got an intact naughty corner, let's start with the naughty corner and work our way round, please.
Yes. Yeah, thanks, David. You get to work really as always. Thank you. Thank you, Manny, for Nick Cook, for my videos, and of course, Ted, who seems to be mentioned.
I'm away for the next couple of weeks, I think. Kieran, I may have a referral for you, small referral for you, first. I'll find out today as well.
Thanks, David, for your slot. I feel like we've been here a long time, come up with a new idea. Just before I went around holiday, I put in 28 separate thank you for the monies.
Wow.
One was to Matt Barry, 3 was to Paul Booth, 2 was to Harold Bullock, 2 was to Terry Mayling, 2 was to John Hammond, 2 was to Mike Hickson, 3 was to John Freeman, 1 was to Aidan, 1 was to Kieran, and 11 were from previous members. So, thank you for
Thanks, Toby. That was really interesting, and Paul, that was great fun actually. So yeah, very good when there's some props. As John mentioned, got a referral for John. Hopefully that will come to something because it seems like a pretty good one. So yeah, good meeting, and thank you to Leanne for coming this morning as well. Thank you.
Leanne, would you like to say something about how wonderful we are?
Yeah. It's been a really nice meeting. Everyone's really lovely, really relaxed. It's nice to see. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Go on, Mike.
Another good meeting. Interesting and excellent Ed slot, maybe. I did think we could have gone into a bit more detail though. Well done, Paul, for telling us anyone who makes accountancy interesting. Get my vote. And welcome, Leanne. Hope you consider joining because my wife wants to meet me.
Yeah, good meeting. Stop singing because I can't. So I have no chance. I've got a referral for Scott, which I spoke about already. That's an easy one. And thank you money for Will, who's in America at the moment. I thought you gave too much information, Toby, so I don't know where I sit on the scale. I'm away for the next couple of weeks in Creed, so yeah, there we go, jotting it down. So I'll forget to email if you don't write it down, and I'll see you when I get back.
Yeah, great to see you. Hopefully to see you again. Well done, Emma. Sure, there's plenty of synergies. What else, Paul? What's difficult is we didn't say many to make it a bit more difficult. I'm still intrigued about the eye injury, but I'll talk to you about it later. I think Tina, get some more of that building to do. I don't know if you've seen it.
As soon as you log into this morning.
Thank you very much. Done. Had one time with Alison, as I mentioned earlier, and went to the Synergy meeting, which was really good, Paul. I think we've got some good ideas and stuff, and thank you for the money for ex-member Paul.
Yeah, great presentation. I really enjoyed the format, so don't be surprised to see me roll that one out next week. Toby really enjoyed the Ed slot. I have a big picture and also really enjoyed the detail, so yeah, that's where I sit. Yeah, Leanne, welcome. Hope to see you again, and yeah, good to catch up and have a proper chat. Pleasure meeting. Hope to see you next week. Thank you.
That's how I feel. Like that teddy bear. Yes, lovely meeting. Excellent Ed slot. Wonderful presentation. I've got a referral for James. We'll have a quick chat about that afterwards. It's not for me, it's for someone else. And I've got a referral for Kieran. And I've got a thank you for the money to Brian. To your ladies. Yeah, great meeting. See you all next week. Oh, and yes, Leah, could I get one of your cards since no one else has asked for one? Reserve one, please. Thank you.
Really great presentation. Love it how, as Stu said, that's a different way of doing it after all these years. Referral for John, some shed work, like he said. Referral for Mike Rogers, which you don't care about. Thank you for the money to an ex-member, Nigel Kirby. Also to Matt Barry, to James, to Suprema Bathrooms, and to a visitor. It's great. Yeah, lovely to see you. We went to junior school together. So that was a surprise. Great meeting, thank you.
That bike sheds and everything. I'm impressed that Mrs. Ted has only got 2 children so far, being a rabbit and all that. I have Mike Rogers, a referral for him. I've told him about that. John Freeman, I've got more excitement for you. Synergy team meeting is always good, always well organised, and there's always something useful comes out of it. The next meeting was nice and sunny, and we sat under the trees. I haven't given you a note of it, but I've got 600 quid from an ex-member that I can count for. Good meeting.
First of all, big welcome to Leanne. Thanks for coming along, and yeah, come again to come and see us. So very, very welcome, and thank you for joining us. Paul, brilliant presentation. Toby, yeah, brilliant Ed-slot as well. I'm definitely about the bigger picture, and not about the detail there, so I know which way I am. Yeah, I love the teddy bears one as well. I've seen quite a few of yours that have been if you want to do something different, yeah, really good, really good. So I've got to thank you for the money for Mike Skinner and ex-member Mason. Mike Skinner, and yeah, just one-to-one with Tina as well. Great meeting to see you next week, and thank you for these. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say Emma, sorry. I passed your card on to a friend of mine who's upselling a flat in Brentwood. Yeah, so I'll up with her next week if she gets in touch.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
You like that?
Yeah, hang on, yeah, no, there you go.
Really good 10 minutes there, Paul. So I suppose next week you'll be telling us that there's extra family members. So that's good.
Super tech.
Really good exit as well. Welcome, Leanne. Hopefully see you again. And I've got to thank you for the money for Terry. And see you all next week.
Yeah, well done, Toby. That was really good, mate. Enjoyed that. And Paul, when you started giving numbers out there, I was like, right, we've got a maths problem going on here. So, you know, and then Terry got involved talking about students in providers, and I saw what direction it was going. I'm staying after the meeting for a one-to-one with Mike Rogers. I'm not sure how long I'm going to have to wait for that, but as for Ben, this kind of from last week, I gave you to as the third man potential afterwards. Good to see you, Leanne. It'd be really good to have you still with the creatives team outside of it. And I'm away next week working. So Scott's not listening, that's why I sent him a message.
Welcome here. Usually my graduates actually study interior design at Evans. Well, Paul, made a bit of a picnic of it, didn't you? Got one for John Freeman. I thought you might be interested to know that an area in Bolivia that's becoming overcrowded with immigrants. So they decided to create a new town to accommodate them. And they decided to call it John's, became known as Bolivia Newtown John. Thank you.
Great meeting everyone. See you next month. Great Edslot, great 10 minutes. See you next month. Thank you.
Great meeting. To see you soon. It's good to be back. It felt weird not being here for a few weeks, but so far dodged COVID through holiday and everything, so that's good. Good Edslot, Toby, and good 10 minutes. I had a one-to-one with Ben, which was great. I've had a one-to-one with John as well, which was good because we helped each other out with information. And then a one-to-one with Jane as well. See you all next week.
Yeah, welcome Leanne. Be good to connect. Great 10 minutes, Paul. It's interesting when somebody brings in a bit of show and tell how it brings out the childless, all, isn't it? I went to the Synergy meeting, and John, I need some skirting boards matched and installed. Frankly, I can't be bothered to do it myself, so if you're interested, let's do it. And similar to Mike, I have a meeting with John Hammond afterwards. So, looking forward to
that. Well, this was my morning's entertainment. I think it's going to go downhill for the rest of the week. Very good. So yes, I am generally a large chunk in detail, except when it comes to punctuation and spelling. And there's a sign on the way to Mark's Day for an antique shop, and it's antique, S.
Yeah.
And it's like, that hurts. Yes, that's bad. But it was all very enjoyable. That was great. Mr. and Mrs. Ted got us all thinking, showed how little I knew. Very good. Thank you so much for that. This is EBF, actually. Yes, you know about that. And James, an insurance boat, please. It's gone up to 2,400 from 400. You know, because we had a claim from the storm, and now they're definitely going to penalise us for that. So thank you everybody, really good meeting.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you all for that round. Before you get too excited to talk, could you come and shuffle them.
I shuffle them? Yeah.
How do you
Brian Painter.
Thank you. To speak then as well.
If you like.
Yeah, go on, do it.
So looking back at it's a green paper that we passed from last week's meeting just to see what they may have turned into. First was from Nick Cook to James Humphreys, professional indemnity insurance for my business. Done. John Freeman to Paul DeLue, one-stop property shop. Me.
Yeah. We had a chat about him looking at content on my website. He said he's going to. But you only end up with a reaction.
Right, yeah. From Toby to Matt, branding, and all the lovely stuff you do.
Yeah, in progress, got an from stuff.
Fantastic. Last one, Mike Skinner to Ben, VW from Fred.
Yeah, there's well, 2 referrals came. One's been done, and the other one's at 10 o'clock this morning.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we need then. Well done.
Seems to be working very well.
Yeah.
Right. That virtually brings us to the end of the meeting. As usual, throw open the floor if anybody's got any announcements that they wish to make. Jane.
So next Tuesday, hard on the heels from the B2B, there is a B2C meeting. It's at the usual location, Brentwood. It's 4 o'clock if you can. You can adjust that later if nobody can make it that time. But 4 o'clock at the moment, business to consumer, you know who you are, but in fact, we don't discriminate. You can all come along and you can bring guests to this too. So it's the first one that I'm putting on. Please be there, or I will be a lonely girl sitting in the pub on my own.
Where is it?
So it's at the George and Dragon, where the meeting is usually held. But I'm going to send out an email, and it's very encouraging. It's the 3rd Tuesday of every month. So the following reveals, yes, 3rd Tuesday.
Right, thank you, Jane. That's good. Anybody else? There is a brief board meeting at the end of this meeting, so board members will be aware. Otherwise, it's a lovely sunny day. It's going to get warmer. Have a relaxing day. Keep cool, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Yeah.